My name is Chad Crawford, and I'm pretty much crazy about all things Florida.
Pig snook.
Along with my dedicated film crew, we travel the state looking for pure Florida adventure.
He's going on the boat! He's going on the boat!
Along the way, we'll meet some of Florida's finest.
Someone wants to get into surfing, where should they start?
Who will show us how to rock the Sunshine State. And we'll pinch some salt and squeeze a few lemons with our taste czar, Chef Justin.
Beef and Florida veggies.
So hold on as we show you how to do Florida.
This episode of How to Do Florida
Whoa, dude.
will be a behind-the-scenes look, recalling some of the most unscripted moments.
Ah, whoa!
He's a monster, Scott.
We just had a huge eagle ray jump and then foul the boat.
We'll sit down with Chad's dedicated film crew to learn why they call the show Hard to Do Florida. Then Chad and Chef Justin recount some unforgettable moments from the kitchen.
How long is this cooked, Chef?
While cooking Char grilled oysters in Apalachicola Bay.
Oh, that looks awesome, Chef.
All this mixed with a montage of untamed,
Dude, what is wrong with you?
unfiltered,
Get the camera out of the water.
Oh, man.
unbelievable, and yes, unleashed moments.
Sorry about your cameraman.
Ah! Good one, good one.
This is How to Do Florida.
Welcome to our studio. This is the backdrop for How to Do Florida. It is the most beautiful place on earth. Hello, my name is Chad Crawford, and welcome to this special edition of How to Do Florida Unleashed. We're dedicating this show to the unscripted, unpredictable, and unforgettable moments that happen to us along the way of making How to Do Florida. You know, my crew often refers to this show as not How to Do Florida, but Hard to Do Florida. Whether it's alligators, sharks, mosquitoes, extreme heat, sand, bees, you name it, we have encountered it. Well, we kick things off deep in the Everglades, where my crew and I have a close encounter with some large reptiles.
First up is one of my personal favorites. We were doing a segment in the Everglades on how to do airboating.
Hey, when you come here, you gotta get your alligator swag. Your hat, your vest, your boom, and then we're done. The Everglades is the second most destination, Learn more about boat! All right.
That year, the water level was really low, and we were forced to film the segment in these small little channels where there was just enough water to run the airboat. But in that water were alligators, and a lot of them.
Shh, they're sunbathing.
The Everglades are teeming with alligators. The time of year we went, it was sort of the dry season.
We had never seen so many alligators crammed into such a small area.
Got him.
My producer cameraman, Ben Metzger, is not a big fan of the large lizards and prefers to keep his distance. But Ben is also an animal when it comes to getting the shot.
My job is to get the tight shots that allow the viewer to see exactly what we're talking about. What you see on the show is what happened out there.
Ben was getting driving shots when he suddenly lost his grip and fell overboard. I'll never forget the look on Ben's face as he literally disappeared into the mud.
You okay, man?
Yeah, sorry about your cameraman. Are you serious? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine.
Holy dude.
So yeah, we lost an HD camera, but gained quite a production story. And in this business, that is priceless.
We came back in, and as I walked across the road, there's the concession there, where there was probably 40 or 50 tourists waiting to board the airboats. And as I approached, these 40 people saw me coming. You could see it dawn on them that I must have fallen into the mud with the gators, and that this could happen to them too. So I walked around the corner to hose myself off, and about 2/3 of this crowd sort of followed me around the corner, and they all stood there and they all looked at me very wide-eyed, no one still saying a word.
White balance on that pasty.
And finally, this one guy says, "What happened to you?"
He's gonna wrestle another gator here, guys, another 15 minutes. You guys just hang tight.
And I said, "Well, we were shooting a TV show and I fell off the airboat." And this other woman says, "With the gators?" I was ready to fend off whatever gators may be in the area.
And Matt just watched, he didn't even care.
He didn't even. We lost a couple of receivers. We lost this camera. a still camera, and a little bit of my dignity.
You got a leash on you right there. You want me to get those off? I suppose it was a disturbing visual to watch a good friend of mine hit the mud like that with the camera. But he come up fighting. He was going to fight off a gator if he had to. Hey, next up, we're off to Miami's Biscayne Bay, where once again, one of our camera guys gets a little too close to the action. Let's just say we get a crash course in kiteboarding. You're going to want to see this.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Speed, here we go. Let's make use of it. Have fun for crying out loud. Ready, and action.
We were wrapping up a segment on how to do kiteboarding. We just needed a few more shots to call it a day.
Well, you know what? I didn't sign up for the death loop, so let's don't do the death loop. Let's do the fun loop. Let's do the amazing loop.
Ben was working with our expert to try to get a few more shots.
The shot that we were after at the time was a bit of a stunt shot where the kiteboarder would come straight at me and then pop up over my head. I had a big wide-angle lens on the front of that camera, and it was a great shot just because it was so dynamic. It came over me, filled the frame beautifully, landed with the sun there. Beautiful shot. I got a little greedy.
The kiteboarding segment was really awesome. There was just hundreds of people out there kiteboarding, just shooting across the water, 35 miles an hour, straight into Ben's head.
There was a lull in the wind just at that moment. And the kiteboarder ends up only getting to about here.
I'm blaming you, okay? It's part of my job.
So it hit the camera went into my face a little bit, you can sort of see some scars, and I ended up waking up in the water.
Probably need stitches just to keep it from scarring.
So we ended our day in a Miami hospital, watching Ben get stitches in his face.
You're watching How to Do Florida.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, just for insurance purposes, I want to document that beyond the chronic drooling, Ben is fine, he's back to normal, and everything is okay. All right, so hey, don't go away. We got a lot more How to Do Florida Unleashed coming at you. Then you got a little something on your face here.
Still to come, Chad's crew tangles with unpredictable Florida.
He's a monster, Scott.
He's going under the boat! Going under the boat!
Coming up, Chef Justin's got a simple, delicious way to grill oysters.
Oh my goodness. Watch them, they will pop a little bit.
Popcorn oysters. We're just getting started. Don't go away. You know, when we sat down to create How to Do Florida, we not only wanted viewers to do Florida, we also wanted them to taste it. And since day one, our own Chef Justin Timoneri from the Florida Department of Agriculture has been rocking authentic Florida recipes. In this upcoming segment, Chef and I are in Apalachicola, cooking and recounting some of our more memorable moments from the kitchen.
This Florida cooking segment brought to you by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
Coming up next, it's Char grilled oysters.
And we're using some of the best oysters in the world from Apalachicola. Ha! We're here in Apalachicola, where arguably some of the best oysters in the world reside right here. So, but before we jump into that, you know, I just want to ask you, like, what was it like that first season, cooking all that food in that 2 days we shot?
Previously, I'd done a little bit of TV, but not too much. We were doing like 5 or 6 cooking segments a day, stacked upon each other, and, you know, cracking the whip. You guys, the director and a producer, all in there looking at me. You know, camera guys, sound guys, there was like 8 of you guys. But we cranked it out, man.
We did. One of the great memories I have of season 2 is that Cedar Key seafood extravaganza we did on the beach.
Chef, you have done it, sir. Good job, buddy. You did it.
All right. You know, eating-wise, it doesn't really get any better than that.
You guys ready to eat? Let's eat.
And to have the energy of the people right there on the beach cheering you on.
Gorgeous sunset.
We loved that location feel. Instead of bringing the food into the studio, bring us out to where the food comes from.
That's right. Jesus. Chad, put that thing away. Yeah, we got this Florida beef here with all these amazing Florida veggies. Woo. And we got Key West pink shrimp and royal red shrimp.
Oh, yes. I want to get back to our recipe here. So what's our first step with char grilled oysters?
All right, well, the first thing is I've got my nice hot grill. So next, I've just got some butter in here, about a half a pound. So we're just gonna go ahead and get this on. the grill. Let's get some flavor in there.
Okay.
All right, first thing I want to do is squeeze some lemon juice in here. Got a little Florida hot sauce here. This is gonna give it a little spice, a little tinge. We're gonna ladle this sauce right over the oysters as they're cooking in their own shell.
Yeah, what a beautiful day we have
this
out
is
here
perfect
in
here.
Apalachicola. You know, it reminds me of when we shot the Catch and Cook out in Ponce Inlet. We were on this island called Disappearing Island, and it looks gorgeous. The sky was blue, but what was the temperature?
I would say 30 degrees, maybe.
I don't know. Is the tide coming in a little bit to you?
I think it may be coming in a little bit.
It was cold.
Oh, man.
And it needed to look like it was warm.
Yeah.
So we're in like short sleeve shirt and shorts.
Standing in the water.
Standing in the water. But we got through it somehow, and it
did.
turned out to be a really nice piece.
It did, it was a nice piece.
So what's our next step here,
All right,
Chef?
next it's time to get these oysters on the grill. Got about a dozen here. This is a great way to do it if you're not into eating raw oysters. You could see around the tips, they're already starting to bubble and cook.
It's like a hot tub in there.
That's right. So we want to go ahead and add our butter. Let these flames kind of come up and char around here.
Oh, that looks awesome, Chef.
Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sprinkle a little of this Parmesan cheese on top of there.
Oh, man.
Just like that. And then just a little bit of parsley for some color on top. Oh my goodness. Watch them, they will pop a little bit.
Popcorn oysters.
And I think we're ready to plate these up.
Man, that did happen quick.
First thing we want to do, let's do a little lemon squeezy. We got some nice crusty bread there. I so cannot wait. All right.
Grab one, right?
Yeah, put it on. I like to put my bread back down in there to absorb some of them juices just like that.
Oh. Char grilled oysters. For this recipe and many, many more, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
This Florida cooking segment was brought to you by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Coming up, you get to see why you don't want Chad's job.
You dare me to bite into this?
I dare you. Oh, yeah!
Hey, don't go away. Coming up, we got a lot more How to Do Florida Unleashed coming at you. We're here at Edison and Ford Museum of Natural, I forgot my line. Mysore fig tree. Is it spectacular or is it amazing? Is it Xanadu? Is it stupendous? What is this tree? You know, as I travel and meet people all over Florida, the thing I hear most is, man, I would love to have your job. This is not a bass.
Chad hurt his back. This is sort of an emergency maneuver.
You want to come down like that. Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something. But more important, battle stations. But let's just say that hosting this show puts me in a lot of compromising situations. There we go.
There, now give it to him.
There we go.
Wait till he opens.
The tarpon is king, and no one grows them bigger, badder, and meaner than Islamorada. Whoa!
You dare me to bite into this?
I dare you. Oh, yeah!
Oh, dude, big count, big count. Get out of here. This is my first biker bar. You gotta be kidding me. He's got a little chomp to him, doesn't he? Mother! Kill him, kill him. Snake bite right here, man, right here. Oh, get it out.
Chad, dude, you're gonna die, man.
What's my worst enemy out here tonight?
The cold. You'll get to know it very well tonight.
She's got it, natural ability. Pretty sure that comes from me. The mic! Chad, the mic! What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Whoa! Follow me. Or actually, follow Kelly.
Follow me.
Kelly? Hold on. Oh, God!
Hit that switch down. And he's in.
Watch out. Yeah.
I think I got us a light lunch.
Cheers.
Okay.
Hey, it tastes like this tree it come out of.
Back up, back up.
You know, one of the things I love about Florida is it's unpredictable. You never know what you're gonna get. In this next segment, we take a look back on some of our more memorable moments with Unpredictable Florida. This is the ultimate sword fishing outfit right here. We're here in beautiful Islamorada in the Florida Keys. The absolute, undeniable, uncircumstantiable the sport fishing
During our first season, we wanted to do a segment on how to rent a charter boat. Simple, nothing complicated, but after meeting up with Captain Richard Stanzik and his crew from the famous Bud and Mary's Marina, we quickly realized this would be no ordinary trip. These guys were fanatical about catching big fish and wanted to take us 35 miles out to try to catch a big swordfish. This would be a big gamble for us to spend our entire production day 35 miles out to sea with no certainty of catching a swordfish. The crew and I were pumped. 4 hours passed and no swordfish.
Sometimes a fish wins. What can you do? What can you do?
As Captain Richard announced this would be our last drop, I remember saying a little prayer, hoping this would be the one. Morale on the boat was on life support, but just then, we finally got a taker.
Big fish coming to the surface.
Man, it's a strong, strong fish.
The battle that would unfold would go on to be one of the greatest fishing memories of my life.
He's undoing everything I just done.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
He's taking line out.
After an hour and 30-minute tug of war, we finally got to see what had been pulling so hard.
He's a monster, Scott.
It was synchronized pandemonium.
Scott, he's going under the boat. He's going under the boat.
Back up, back up.
As my camera crew scrambled to capture the fight and work around the boat crew charged with getting this beast on board.
Slow down, Scott.
After a 2-hour battle,
This fish is so big they can't get him to the door.
we finally landed
Son of a...
what we would later find out to be a 440-pound broadbill swordfish.
What a fish. Look at this fish. He's an animal.
And at the time, it was the largest daytime swordfish ever captured by a high-definition film crew.
We call this fish Forklift Fred. We've been waiting on this guy.
This is truly a day and a moment I will never forget. What it's all about right here.
A year later, we stopped in for a visit and found our picture on the wall of Bud and Mary's.
Chad, I've been 60 years on the water. That is probably my most exciting day.
Oh man, that is a true honor.
A true honor indeed to share the wall with so many Florida fishing legends.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, a fishing captain once told me, when it comes to fishing, you don't know if you don't go. Well, thank you, Captain Stanzik, for encouraging us to go. In this next segment, we go on a snook fishing trip of a lifetime down to Fort Myers. Check this out. We're here in Estero Bay in Fort, is it Estero? We're here in Estero Bay in Fort Myers, so we're just gonna show you how to catch snook. That's television. It's prefab, premedicated, and predetermined.
So the plan was quite simple. I wanted to catch a really big snook.
Snooky, here we come.
So we headed to Fort Myers where the current Florida record is held. We would be fishing with Captain Sean Davis, who specializes in catching big snook.
It's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
After catching a few small ones,
There he is. There he is. Pearl.
Captain Sean wanted to try another area. As we were cruising through New Pass, an unexpected visitor would drop in.
Dude, it hit me. That thing could kill you.
We just had a huge eagle ray jump into the bow of the boat. Scared the out of us.
That's right, a large eagle ray jumped over the bow and landed in our boat.
So this is not what we were after today.
This is definitely not the targeted species, no.
This is not an eagle ray charter.
I got hit. It's going in. You got rolling. Water.
Amazingly, the ray shook it off and slowly swam away, probably with a slight headache.
Well, that eagle ray's got a story to tell. I can tell you that.
We won't forget that one anytime soon, will we, man?
Whew. So, I didn't get my big snook that day, but I did make it on the 6 o'clock news. Just another day in unpredictable Florida.
I think you guys are crazy.
Is it a fish? A stingray a fish? Stingray's a fish?
It's more How to Do Florida Unleashed when we come back. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed this special presentation of How to Do Florida Unleashed. Before we go, I wanted to take the time to thank my family and my beautiful wife, Christy, for their support, for our sponsors for believing in our show, and of course, my film crew for their dedication, and to you viewers for your support and encouragement. Because of you, this show is now in its 3rd season, and we're just getting started. So until next time, get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you can watch full episodes, bonus material, and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. Be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it out. We leave you now with some Florida gorgeous roll, brought to you by the State Wildflower License Plate. Visit Florida's natural lands and celebrate 500 years of La Florida, land of flowers. How to Do Florida's official gear is provided by Gander Mountain. We live outdoors.
At the center of Sarasota is St. Armand Circle. And this woman who's missing her hand. I'm very sorry.
This one's stuck in the mud, Jim.
I'll take this one, gift wrap.
Tom, nut me.
I've been running chainsaw for weeks now. I know I can do this. I know I can do this.
No banana hammocks at the beach. That's a no-no. I think that's number 89.
I don't think we can say that.
Okay.
King of the forest now, huh?
Matt, don't lick the stalactite either.
Jimmy, do we recycle?
What?
What is that?
Smells like low tide. I'm feeling pretty powerful just in my hands right now.
Yeah. We're done, right? We're done.
Tom!
The show's over. Bye-bye.
Accommodations for How to Do Florida production provided by Westin Lake Mary Orlando North. Reserve online at westinlakemary.com or call 800-937-8461.
And that's a wrap. Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.